Erastus, so what led to your decision to go back to check on this? Because the Ghanaian media is known to touch and leave. Just tell the story as it happens, and then you go to sleep.
Well, Samson, I have 3 children. I see this as an existential threat. It's personal because the water that is being pumped into your homes, you cannot guarantee 100% that you don't have traces of heavy metals in them. And so to sit aloof and say, I've done a documentary and it's there, and so people should act, they are not acting, and just give up, it's not an answer.
We realized that Love FM recently, hosted some, physicians, and they revealed very disturbing stuff that is happening as a result of Galamsey. Perhaps, is that what was the trigger for you?
In fact, that was on the back of my initial interview, which has started this whole, as part of my documentary, the second part of Distraction for Gold. So I got to interview Professor Sampini, and out of that, Love FM's show decided to pick parts of it for discussion. And when we finished the documentary, which of course has been co-sponsored by Trust Africa, an NGO, you will get to see what you heard the professor say is just the tip of the iceberg. If you see the visuals of the children who have died with deformities, they died with their mothers. And if you look at the levels of mercury concentration, some of them levels of cadmium, arsenic, and other heavy metals, it's shocking. And if you get to listen to the doctors we've been interviewing, from Samreboy to Achrebuanda to the Pra Basin, then you get to know that this is not something that as a country we should be sitting on. By now, people should be running helter-skelter, like there's fire on the mountain, moving every muscle to try to curb this. Because wherever we've gone, and in fact we've been moving to Western region, we've gone a lot into Western region. Yesterday we were in the Central region. We are now going and moving into the Ofin and the Oda. And something, now people have made it their business to really sit on the riverbed and mine.
You seem to point us to a certain impunity, perhaps also resulting from state actions against the fight. The president has been accused, rightly, for instead of, through some of your work, Akonta mining that is owned by the Ashanti regional chairman of his party, was indicted by the state, confirming what you saw there. The Lands and Natural Ministry, all the parties involved, came to the inescapable conclusion that he was mining in the forest without the license to do so. And the president later mounted, a platform and appeared to, as it were, defend him and exonerate him. We have heard all the lame excuses and explanations to that. But people say if people like that are not being prosecuted, that's what empowers impunity in these areas. Is that what you think is leading to these people feeling so bold, returning after, scaring military, fully armed, have been there to drive them away from the place?
You hit the nail right on the head. And let me tell you this, as part of the documentary anyway. So we went back to Samreboy, and can you imagine that the president told us that currently Akonta mining is not mining in any forest. Well, they are not in the forest at the moment. The devastation they left in the forest, the Tano Nimiri Forest, is still there uncovered. Now, because the company was not punished, something, a number, we counted over 500 miners in the Tano Nimiri Forest as we speak. Over 500 of them, in fact, some of them Burkinabes. We spoke to them, they do not speak English, they speak French. And they are in there. And it will shock you to know that they are not using excavators this time, so they go unnoticed. They are using pickers and mattock. And the rate at which they are felling trees. I interviewed one of them. How do you fell such a big tree? And he said, it takes me 5 days. So they dig beneath the tree. They dig beneath the tree for 5 days. And boom, it goes down.
And that's the first illegality, because they cannot be doing that to the trees.
Yes, and they don't harvest it. They don't do anything to it. So when we flew the drone, you could see large tracts of the forest with trees lying down, rotting.
Please, let's have the footage roll as Erastus is speaking. Let's have the footage, mute the voice, and let's have it roll as you're speaking. Please go on.
And something, if you know the Samre Boy area very well, the only livelihood, the only company that gives people jobs in that area is Samatex. That's the wood logging company. And where this is happening and where Akonta went is part of their concession. Trees they've been cutting and growing for years are being now felled with reckless abandon. And wherever we go, something, you see the emboldened illegal miners, some of them within forests. We've gone to a number of forests that the president says have been cordoned off. And there is no cordoning off in any way. They are in there. One of them approached us, told us that, well, he cannot do any job apart from that. He believes that this is chop and chop. So we should not do the story, and he's going to give us every 2 weeks, he will make sure that we get some money in our pocket. Well, I'm saying it now because we are going to fly the story very soon. And you know where this man is hiding in a forest with excavators cutting down a number of trees and doing illegal mining in there. So wherever we are going, we are seeing impunity. And mining is happening in the full glare, where if you're passing by, you just see it. And there are police personnel all over. Nobody's doing anything. The DCs are riding past by. Nobody's saying anything. Wasa Dadieso, Wasa Akrupong, Jama, all in the western region. Awaso, in the forest over there, we saw a number of excavators in there. We go to Mrewa, Seshibekwai. In there are people in the forest there mining. There's a place, I've forgotten the name now. It's closer to Seshibekwai. It's a big forest. And they are in there. So I asked one DC, why are you not arresting them? Why are you not doing this? He tells me that, well, some of these people come with all manner of excuses.
Erastus, hold on. The footage that we just see go by, we are seeing, that's what you call, is it the champagne that we see on
this one, okay, what I'm seeing on my screen right now is the excavator.
No, that just went past, you know. In the water bodies on the river, we are coming back to there. You see this thing, it looks like some mini champagnes or so. I was seeking to ask you, because as far as we understand, there are no champagnes anymore in this country on any river. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this what you're seeing right now is on the Tano River.
Okay, what's it?
Yeah, this is the champagne machine.
Champagne machines.
Yes, it's mounted on a raft, and you see the long pole they are using to dig into the riverbed.
No, correct me if I'm wrong, because you have paid a lot of focus and attention to this area. Have we not been told that you won't find a single champagne on any water body in this country today?
Well, whoever said it perhaps is tickling himself and laughing. Maybe he's in a different world, a different planet. Go to the Ofin River as we speak. Fly your drone over the river in areas like Abumpe, Abesia, and Beposo. They are there. Over 200 of them sitting on the river mining. Go to, we rode on the Ankobra River for
Tell me you are exaggerating this. Tell me you are exaggerating this. Over 200 champans and a machine that has been declared completely illegal, and that we can't find a single one of them in this country. There are as many as over 200, and those in charge cannot see.
But something, even on our way to some of these river bodies, new champans are being built by the roadside. Where are they taking them? They are building them, as we speak. It's by the roadside. You see them mounting them by the roadside. They are selling them. What do they use it for? To mail maize or what? We went on the Ankobra, like I was saying. We were in a boat. We wanted to know how the Ankobra is being polluted. And that was after the deputy minister came up with these false images of the Ankobra clearing. And you see at Duale on the river, Ankobra, there is a host of champagne machines sitting on the river there. You go to Anwolenzo, you see a number of champagnes on the Ankobra at that point. There are some at Banso as well. You go to Dominase after the bridge on the Ankobra, there are some sitting on it there. Go to Pristia, Bogoso, right just a few meters from under the bridge. On the Ankobra, there are champagnes, a number of them sitting there. And I'm not just saying it, we have videos that we picked. And they are there. If you search for my video from the Ankobra River, the true nature of the Ankobra, you will see these videos. They are there. So nobody is painting any picture. Now, champagnes are being used more on the major rivers. A number of them we saw at various points. And the DC himself confirms it to me that, yes, the champagnes are sitting on the river, but his excuse is that the river has stones in it. And so the Navy, when they came to drive them away recently, they lost some of their men. So he's looking for equipment to remove the stones. Okay. And then they will get a boat.
Erastus, the more we do this, the more depressed I get. But you see, it's not easy to give up on this country. I said a while ago to some friends, because look, and these people are destroying themselves, destroying everybody else in the process. So Erastus, from what you have seen, what will be the one or two recommendations you make so that we can take leave of you? You can take leave of us.
The people should rise up. If you know that this devastating effects, they have health impact, dire health consequences. We went to Atrebuanda yesterday, and something, the river is the only source of water. And so what they do, they sell a lot of alum in that area. And I was asking them what they use it for. They fetch the water, and they use the alum to separate the particle.
Oh, no.
And they try to use it. So I told them they use it to wash their utensils, they use it to wash their clothes. And I asked them, are you drinking this?
Erastus, thank you very much. Thank you. And we continue to pray with you and hope that you are safe. You are not sponsored by the state, so to speak, so you don't have security around you. Even when you have done good work, people who now can claim that they can become presidents of this country have sat on national TV to threaten you that you should be beaten up. You know, I mean, that's the joke we make of this very serious country, otherwise serious country. How does it get that way? A member of parliament, sitting member of parliament, who the president finds and deems fit to be head of a committee as serious as regarding security matters in parliament, has a record of threatening people on live TV, threatening journalists, and they get killed. You know, this is a journalist doing this job for this country, and he threatens him, says how he'll whip him up, how he'll beat, he says, beat the hell out of him. Because what has he done? He's just going there and showing you what is going wrong. That's all. That's his crime. All right. Anyway.